Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be cleaning up this monstrosity of cables behind my TV, and be sure to stick around because there is going to be some great tips and tricks for Fusion 360 and 3D printing. Alright, so my main goal really is to clean up the wires behind the TV. I'm going to put a power board up behind the TV on the bracket to plug everything in. But I still want access to power points when I'm working at the workbench. So my plan is to get 2 power points and 3D print a box that will have the power points mounted sort of in this orientation. So I got a single power point on top, which will sit here and that way you have somewhere for the power board to plug into. And then I'll have the front 2 power points for if I need for working at the workbench, etc. All right, so now we're in Fusion 360. We pretty much just need to make a simple box. So we're gonna come down and we're gonna make a sketch on the bottom here. And I know that the PowerPoint is 115 long by 70 wide, or 70 tall by 115 long. And then we're just going to extrude that out 70 mil. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shell the top and we'll come in 2 millimeters, and then we can start on the design of what we actually want. So we're going to make a new sketch on the front here, and then what we need to do is pretty much map it out what we want the opening, or what we need the opening to be for the PowerPoint. What I do know is that I want to have a 5 millimeter border all the way around. So we're going to go 5 by 5 and hit enter, and then we can come over here, turn off our construction line, and then we're just going to go 105 by 60. And now that we have that, we need to map out what we need for the actual PowerPoint mounting. So essentially all I need to do is come up to the middle here, and we're going to come up 5 millimeters, and then we're going to come across 20 millimeters, and then we're going to come down 10 millimeters, and then we want to draw a 45-degree line down this way, or 135, because that's the opposite of 45, and finish that sketch there. And then one more line to finish that off, bring it up to the top. Now we want to make a circle in the middle here, and we need this to be 4 millimeters, because that's the hole that we need to put the screw in. So we're going to make a construction line in the middle here, coming down the center. And now we can go mirror, select all of these lines here, and then our mirror line will be this construction line. Oh, and we also need to select the circle. So now we can finish that sketch. And what we're going to do is we're going to, this center part here is we'll just go -2, that'll cut it away. And we're going to bring these 2 parts, we're going to go minus, let's go 10 mil. And then we want to change that to join, and we want to select these 2 parts as well and hit OK. The last thing we need to do is select these 2 circles and remove them back to cut out the holes. And the reason why we have made it the way we have is that if you print at a 45-degree angle, you don't need supports when you 3D print. So the whole reason why we've made it the way we have with these angles here is so that we don't need supports. We are going to need a 2 millimeter thick support just on this front plate here, just for this top rim here. But all right, so now what we want to do is we want to come and edit this sketch again real quick, and we are going to make a line that comes across 5 millimeters, another line that comes down at an angle in this corner, as you can see there, and another line up to finish that triangle. And then we can mirror that one as well. And we want to extrude these 2 -70 and join. And essentially that's going to give us this same lip here on here, but it's at a 45-degree angle. So again, we don't need supports for the top part because we want the top to be open to accept the other PowerPoint. And then we want to make another quick sketch on this face here to replicate the same thing. All right, so now that we've gotten this far, we need to make the brackets for the top PowerPoint. So what we need to do is we're going to create a new sketch because it'll clear up all the lines from the original sketch that was on the front here. And from the top here, we're going to pretty much repeat what we've done down the bottom there. Okay, and now we want to extrude those two by 10 millimeters, making sure we select the whole lot and make sure we go new body. So now we're going to select those two bodies and we're just going to move them back 30 mil, and that's going to put them in the center, and then we can click OK on that one. And the last thing that we need to do now is make a new sketch on top and create a hole in the center here. All right, so now we're just going to select all three bodies and then click the combine tool. Total bodies operation, we want to make sure that we join them all, click OK, and now we have one body, and that is our piece done. We can now send this off to the 3D printer in Cura and make sure that we alter our supports so that it's only doing the front face. All right, we now have our 3D printed box, our PowerPoint, and I also got an extension cord from the shop. So all we're going to do now is we're going to cut off this end, and then we're going to strip this wire just like that. Now we're going to feed the wires. Let's take out this support, we don't need that. Feed that wires through the hole we've made in the bottom, and what we're going to do is get our strippers. We want to strip the cabling about here, pull that back. All right, and then we can take our wires here, bend them in half, and wire up one of the switches. So we'll wire up the top one. All right, now we've got that one wired up. We want to strip the ends of this one. And then we can wire that one onto the end of there and screw it all together. Alright, so that's this video done. Hopefully you got something out of the Fusion tutorial. I bet you did, and if you did, leave a comment down below letting me know what you learnt. I think this area looks a lot better now, especially with this plug up here, because now I've just got this one little cable coming up, and now I've got access to PowerPoints at my workbench at all times, which is amazing. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I also have links down below to my Patreon and all of my social media and my podcast, and I'll see you next time.